Infor is the leader in terms of the cloud-based ERP solution, and industry specificity is our biggest differentiator that we are able to bring for our clients.
So that makes your job easier.
Absolutely.
In a world where marketing is evolving faster than ever, CMOs are becoming transformational leaders. Brands are being built on TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Marketeers are looking for more than just a spreadsheet. They need real conversations. And that is what we are trying to build with this podcast. The Brief is the name of the podcast. We are here to bridge this gap by inviting top CMOs, marketing directors of enterprises who are involved with B2B marketing and share with us their case studies, real-time experiences from where marketing leaders and aspiring marketing leaders and marketing managers can learn from. So welcome to The Brief.
Thank you. Thanks for having me here.
My pleasure. I think as we start with this podcast, I wanted to understand how did you land up in marketing, and how did you also land up being the marketing head of Infor? If you can give us a little brief overview of your career and how did you land up at a prestigious and a more responsible position in such a large enterprise.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me today.
My pleasure.
My name is Shvetha Raghunath. I lead the Infor marketing initiatives for India. And I come from 20 plus years of marketing experience. And it all started actually with pre-sales and business development. And then I kind of found this interest in marketing. And I had some previous, studies and other, academic interest in marketing, of course. So I started as a campaign manager. And I think my stint in IBM is the biggest contributor to, how the marketing and my strategies today are shaped up. So I have to give it to that. And today, marketing has evolved over the last couple of decades. And some of the top strategies, some of the marketing initiatives that we have taken from the past years have actually shaped up to understanding our customers better today and kind of designing and executing the campaigns. So that's how it has kind of shaped up my career. And I have spent 3 years in Infor now, and that has helped me understand our customers better, our GTM industries better, and then the overall marketing strategy is shaped up based on that.
Great. So you have practically stepped into the shoes of a sales guy or a saleswoman for that matter, and that evolved into you stepping into a marketing role, if I'm not wrong.
No, absolutely, you could say that, and that helps, right? I mean, you completely understand what our salesperson would be looking for, what are their expectation from marketing, what kind of clients should we be focusing on, what would their business needs be, and how is our solution trying to cater to that. So this whole process actually helps us not just craft good marketing campaigns, but also understand the relevance of personalized content. And at every stage, we are able to envisage a very outside-in approach. So that has completely helped me a lot.
Of course, because even I'm a sales guy. I think I started off my career with sales, and it definitely helped us, along the way in understanding customers, understanding marketing, and also obviously build the business. Because I think sales is the most important driving factor for any business.
Absolutely.
Right, and until and unless you don't understand what a sales guy does, how can you craft campaigns for them?
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, I think if you can also tell us what does a typical day look like for you in Infor?
Yeah, we are going very hectic right now. And Basically, my day starts early because we have our stakeholders across Asia Pacific, so they definitely start early. And I start my day by looking into the data on where are we standing in terms of both from a planning and execution perspective. Then I talk to my team in terms of what are we currently working on, the day-to-day execution elements and all the processes behind it. I also ensure that I am very well connected and speaking on a daily basis to the inside sales and BDRs that we have, because on a daily basis they try to connect with the clients, and we want to understand what kind of MQLs are in their kitty on a weekly basis, so that they are able to plan their week better and make it very productive. So, and I also do learn a lot from the new age agencies who try to get in touch with me to kind of bring upon on the table what differentiator they can bring from the marketing execution perspective, what is latest happening around in the market. So I must say that and I'll take this opportunity to thank all those new age agencies who are doing really good stuff, innovative stuff, and that helps us also to kind of craft our campaigns.
Yeah, I think it's a very crowded market right now. A lot of competition, right? A lot of vendors, a lot of innovation happening, right? I think you're in a very crowded place with a lot of noise. How do you make your brand stand apart, and at the same time your campaigns stand apart, right? And what is the biggest challenges that you see today in the B2B marketing space? I think that's a lot of questions in one. Yeah.
No worries, I'll take one by one. So yes, you are right. There are a lot of competitors in the market, but I think the whole ERP and the other edge solution technologies, our landscape is moving towards cloud-based solution, and people are actually adopting and understanding the need for the cloud-based solution. So that is the biggest disruptor, and that is the biggest advantage of how the market is moving towards understanding the business need of all of these technologies. Infor is a differentiator compared to many of our top competitors in the market, because I think I can definitely with the full confidence say that we are the industry specific solution provider in the market. What we mean by that is in terms of understanding the nuances of each industry, understanding the business pain points, understanding what would the client KPIs would be, and kind of having an inbuilt solution so that the time to market and the overall implementation phase is minimized. So Infor is the leader in terms of the cloud-based ERP solution, and industry specificity is our biggest differentiator that we are able to bring for our clients.
So that makes your job easier.
Absolutely. And it's like we are seeing that the clients are understanding the need for the industry specific solution. Also, Infor is a very scalable solution. So we can either scale up for an existing customer or go for an existing, kind of processes that they already have. So with all the process automation solutions and our robust platform solution like Infor OS, it makes us in a very comfortable and a good position to be in to cater to all the current needs of our customers. So that is something that makes Infor as a biggest differentiator compared to all our competitors. And I think you also spoke about what is the biggest challenge that we face in B2B marketing. And I think I'll not talk about the usual stuff that you might we always know that there are a lot of other challenges when it comes to the content strategy, when it comes to the personalization strategies, and a lot of other marketing nuances. But I think the core challenge is to cope up with the buying behavior of the customer, and to kind of still stay put in terms of what is the impact that we want to bring. So to stay put in terms of the impact that we want to bring is our biggest challenge in B2B marketing. Because we tend to get pressurized and get into doing all of it all the time at a time. So, it makes it very important for us to focus on what's impactful and to stay put on that.
Great. Now, I think B2B marketing versus B2C marketing is quite different, right? And I think you need to be well updated with the current trends, technology, tools, with the AI catching up, which we will come to probably later in the podcast. What drives you to stay updated and push harder as a marketer?
I think, like I mentioned in my previous question, it is the impact that you're trying to bring in the client organization that keeps me going, and that's very interesting to understand. And no other than B2B business can best understand this, because there is this thin line from a concept of B2B and B2C, wherein we are still talking to people, right? They come with a point of view, whether it is technology, whether it is about innovation, whether it is about their strategies of digital transformation. So we are still talking to people out there, and it is the humane aspect that we try to bring in marketing to make it more resonate with our clients. And that keeps me going, because with all the latest personalization and the content strategy, all we are trying to do is to sound more relevant and to cater to the client's needs.
I think the best use case would be to solve a customer's pain point and challenge, because I think that is where you might try and seek their attention through content, right? And probably build the pipe from there, and then your solution providers come and solve it and probably try and close the deal, right? I put it in a very small sentence, but I think today, when I said it's also very crowded, also it's quite crowded in terms of the internet. For example, I'm sure your audience is on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
That's also become a very crowded place.
Yes.
Now, how do you catch somebody's attention? That's I think everybody's trying to do, right?
Yeah.
In Instagram, people try to catch people's attention in the first 3 seconds. So there's so much going on over there, right?
Yes.
Because you're continuously scrolling, but you just stop at something which might be of your interest.
Yes.
Right? How do you do that on LinkedIn?
Absolutely. LinkedIn is a very good tool, and one of our biggest strategies that we are working on. And, it is again ever evolving with all the latest algorithms and other things that coming into picture. So like you rightly said, we have a very well researched audience nowadays compared to what we had in the past. And they not just understand what exactly is the pain point that they are trying to solve, but they are also very well researched in terms of the latest innovations and technology. So
you're talking about your team, or you're talking about the prospects?
The prospects.
Right.
The prospects. They are very well researched, right? I mean, they completely understand what's happening in the market. And
so you can't fool them.
No, it's not just about fool them, but it's about adopting a technology at which stage. So they are very well versed with that also. So that brings us to a point where again, back to the point of what do we do and how do we cater to their business pain point. So, a lot has been spoken about the omni-channel approach and brand recall for ages now. But I think some of the things that really work well for us, and I have seen as some of the best practices, is to give them those hyper-personalized content that based on the intent signals that we actually, kind of find. And that brings me to a lot of our latest tools that we have, where we are able to capture those intent signals and provide them the relevant content so that it catches their attention, and they start a journey of evaluating us better. And the overall lifespan of that evaluation also needs to be reduced as much as possible, and that could happen only when you give relevant content.
Got it. So now for intent-based leads, which sort of platform do you go to? I don't know if this is something that you could name, but in general, where do you find your intent-based leads? I mean, is this over the internet? Do you use some tools, or do you have some service providers, or how do you work?
Yeah, we do have some tools where we are able to kind of analyze the data in terms of and capture. We have also devised some of the in-house campaigns and the bottom of the funnel, ideas, so that we back calculate and have a very robust campaign funnel to capture the right intent and how it came as an MQL from top of the funnel till till it converts into a sales qualified lead. So we do use some tools, and we have also built some of the interactive assets which we actually use to gather these intents and then craft them the kind of customer journey so that we are able to give them the relevant content across the channels.
Could you name some of these tools?
I'm not sure if I'm
but okay, fundamentally, if there is, somebody who's viewing this podcast, if there are some interesting tools that you would like to, share with them, and it could help them at the same time.
Absolutely. Okay. So I think some of the most common ones that I think people are definitely using is the demand-based kind of tools that we have. Our sales team and the BDR team definitely uses the sales navigator to kind of capture and connect. And to connect with the right persona. And we do have some internal tools to basically look at the data, understand the progression from an MQL to SQL, and then to accepted tools. Leads. Yes.
Business intelligence tools.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. And analytics you use as well.
Absolutely.
I'm sure most of your, I think since AI is coming into the picture, which we will touch upon a little later, but I'm sure most of your tasks are also automated, if I'm not wrong, because with the current tools in the market and AI which is trending and so much of generative AI which is coming. Now I think people or enterprises are developing their own bots to automate a lot of stuff internally.
Yep.
And I think marketing is the first department which can thoroughly use this as well.
Yes.
Right. So do you use bots internally as well?
On some of our select landing pages, we do have AI assistant to capture the interest of the client. Now, there are different clients who come to our landing page for different purposes. Some could be purely educational, and we do not want to bombard them with a lot of ads or content just because they came to the landing page and wanted to read something about the latest innovation. So, but there are also clients who are very explicit about wanting to talk to somebody or about a particular technology or about a business pain point. So we do use some of the AI assistant to actually screen that and ensure that we leave few alone who really want to read and understand more, but we actually cater to the ones who genuinely want to talk to our business development team or the sales team to take it forward.
Okay. So a very interesting thing over here is I think this is a big debate which typically happens in any organization, is what I would like to believe, is between sales and marketing, right? I don't know if it is still there with you and your organization, and you'll still have a lot of maybe arguments or debates in terms of leads, or them not catering to your leads, or if it is a marketing lead or a sales lead. Sometimes do you still have this conflicts in your organization or in your workspace?
I wouldn't be honest if I say that we are living in a perfect world.
Yeah.
But it's also very cliche to actually, that we have evolved so much on this discussion. Sales and marketing are like two sides of the same coin. We are going after the same goal. So I think there are few methodologies to kind of mitigate this issues, if I may call, for lack of any other word. But I think it's about the communication. It's about understanding what are the day-to-day challenges, not just from the sales perspective, but also in terms of to understand what's resonating with our clients. So when you get that data back, I think that helps us to improve the kind of and the quality of responses that we generate and give it to the sales team. So it's an ongoing communication and it's an ongoing discussion about what kind of leads are getting provided, what kind of leads are converting in the system, and which are the areas that we can focus on, particularly for Infor, because we do not go and cater to all the industries. Infor solution we don't believe in one solution that fits all, like many of our competitors. We have an industry specific solution, and for India, we go after our focused GTM industries, being industrial manufacturing, food and beverage, automotive, and fashion. So our universe on where we need to generate responses, the kind of personas we should go after, what is the micro vertical based messaging that we should be going after, so that we provide and do the kind of nurture well in advance before we actually hand over those responses to the sales, are quite defined. So that helps reduce a lot of friction between the sales. But yes, I mean, there is always a scope of improvement, and that can only be achieved through continuous communication.
Right. Also, I think experience, because I'm sure you bring in a lot of experience, right? So I'm sure you would have dealt with a lot of sales guys, and you've also done sales for yourself. So I think that helps, at least soften the whole process between, sales and marketing.
Absolutely. See, I mean, again, like they say, it's an art, right? And we need to understand the artist. So people come with a different point of view.
Yeah.
There are different triggers and different points that they want to bring in from their individual impact perspective. So I think with time we understand what each one is trying to achieve, and when the goal is the same, and when we are going behind the same KPIs, it just helps to work together.
Yeah. So when it comes to KPIs, I mean, if I may ask, what is your KPI as a marketer?
So, like a modern marketer, and it is the revenue that we bring in to the company. And also, as a marketer, we also bring in the quality pipeline. And at Infor, we look into the progression of pipeline very closely from stage to stage basis. So, we have our self KPI in terms of ensuring the percentage of good conversion rate in between each of the stages that we have, even after a lead is qualified. So these are some of the top KPIs, I think, which are common across the industry.
How significant do you think events per se play a role in terms of lead conversion or marketing impact for you? Because I think marketing is a 360-degree approach.
Yes.
Right? I don't think only one sort of activity works for you. So I come from a event space, and we drive audiences to our events and prospects for companies like you. How effective do you think events are as a marketer?
So the whole gamut of things, when we talk about omni-channel approach, I think event plays a very important role. No matter how many virtual meetings you might have, or you might talk to somebody on the phone, or you kind of interact with your prospects based on some interactive method that you have devised for them, I think face-to-face interaction has its own charm. And for our sales team, it becomes very important to actually meet the persona and talk about the business pain point, their initiatives, what goes in their typical day. So events play a very important role. Another way of looking at it is also about we are completely capable of nurturing our TAL list and the kind of clients that we are aware of. But we work with some of the leading media houses like yourself, so that we get entrant into the kind of accounts where we haven't been able to probably show some engagement, either through digital or through the other channels that we have. And the most cliche thing to say over here is to be where the customer is. So when our customers continue to come to such events to gather the knowledge, I think that's where even we should be, not just from the brand creation perspective, but also it definitely helps the demand generation.
Got it. So if you can tell me, for somebody who's trying to learn about B2B marketing, or people who are already in the same space. What is your journey like from a campaign to closure?
So we start our campaign by devising the touch points to entice the client and to understand our prospect first. So like we start with the process of understanding our customer in terms of their business and what exactly are the path that they are into for their growth. And also understanding how we should devise our campaign to cater to the different clients who are in their own different journeys. So the content selection, whether it is the crafting of which channel we should be in, and different industries have different nuances again. So their trigger points are different. Their platforms on which they go to search for information are different. And also, not to forget, different persona go to different channels to actually gather the information. An IT leader compared to a finance leader or a procurement leader. So we need to cater to a different stakeholders in the same organization. So we craft our campaign persona based, and then we ensure that we have a seamless crafted journey for them. That's the omni-channel approach that we want to bring to practice when we say that we craft a seamless journey across the different activities that we have.
Okay, so campaign comes into the funnel, passed on to the sales guy. So typically, how long is your sales cycle?
So typically our sales cycle is around 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
Yes, because we are dealing with that kind of a solution. It's and it requires a lot of engagement. It requires a lot of discovery discussions, and it requires showcasing the impact that we will be able to bring for the prospect. So our campaign starts with creating the marketing qualified lead, and we have a very robust scoring mechanism within Infor where based on what kind of content the client has consumed, we basically score so that we understand how much indulgence should we show in providing them the next piece of content, and when should we claim it as a sales qualified lead. Then we have sales accepted leads, then we have sales different stages, and then we take it to closure.
Great. So if I summarize this, you start in Jan, for example, and you might end up closing the deal maybe by December.
Yeah, you could say that. I mean, 12 months is still the maximum, but there are recently some of the achievements where our sales leaders have been able to close within 3 months, 4 months also. But there are very few where there is complete understanding in the business pain point and well-researched
Clearly, there is a need, and I think that
Absolutely.
closes much faster.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let's dive down to emerging trends. When I say emerging trends, and then the most talked about word is AI, right? How AI in your organization is integrated within marketing, right? I know the most basic stuff that anybody can talk about today is ChatGPT or generative AI, right? Is that integrated as well within your system? And how are you coping up with this whole AI buzzword within marketing?
Yeah, I think it's one of the very important and the latest marketing technologies that many people have started adopting, and it has its own strength. And we also would like to keep it to an extent where we do not lose the humane benefits of it. But AI definitely plays a very important role because the whole idea of hyper personalization is achieved through these tools, right? And some of the strategies in terms of bringing the contextualization content is also kind of helped through the AI strategies and tools. So that helps us a lot.
Got it. I think recently I read a lot of companies have consolidated even their customer service team for that matter and laid off a lot of people. Considering that AI has come into the picture. Is it the case with you as well? Do you think your team has, become smaller in size and they are able to do more tasks using AI tools and a lot of things are automated within your organization?
No, I would not put it like that. No matter, these tools definitely help make us take better decisions. But it is, we have always maintained that we have a team in place who serve the purpose that we anyway need for the complete end-to-end solution. So that is the reason why I don't think that's the case, at least in Infor, because although we use some of these important tools, we actually see to it that we use it from the gathering the insights and planning our campaigns and then crafting the execution.
So, could you possibly give one key advice to somebody who is stepping into a leadership role in marketing from your experience?
Okay, I think that would be a very broad question to answer, but I think with the hands-on experience in campaign management, in events, understanding the details of what goes in behind crafting a digital campaign, whether it is your search, both organic or paid, social strategies. I think as a leader, I would like to say that understanding the impact of each of the channel and how that affects the execution strategies and how can we optimize on the go is a very important characteristics that a marketing leader must have, so that there is continuous improvement across the time.
Great. And are you excited about what's happening within this space? I think people are using a lot of these techniques like psychology to curate campaigns, to see how people are reacting to your campaigns, pricing strategy, AI. I mean, it's just a combination of a lot of things, right? When you're coping up with all these emerging trends, how excited are you in terms of preparing for the next wave of Infor?
Yeah, I think this is the best time to be in, because we do not want to leave our legacy characteristics of marketing, and we still believe in the omni-channel approach. We completely understand for quite some time now that personalization is the key, and I think it is the ongoing optimization through these tools and making and understanding them to bring it to your benefit, and this is the key. And speed to market, right? I mean, it's not about being perfect, but one of my previous manager always used to say that it's about being in market, collecting the data, understanding the insights from that data, and basically these tools help us do all of these compared to the traditional marketing we used to do around 15 years ago. And in marketing, I think one thing that stayed with me and my previous CMOs whom I have worked with have always said is that you can't do the same thing and expect different results.
Exactly.
So in the journey of optimization, in the journey of hyper personalization, we try to bring in more relevancy for our prospects, and that helps us optimize as we go.
Great. Are you proud of any of the campaign or some project that you have done that you feel you keep talking about it every now and then?
Absolutely, there are a few, particularly from an Infor perspective. We run some great ABM campaigns in-house, and I really feel that has made and created good traction for us, both from the MQL and SQL perspective. So that's something I'm really, it keeps me going, and the space in which there is possibility to do better is amazing. And because we do industry specificity, I don't know how many times I've said this in this podcast, but it only helps us understand that industry better. What are their growth path? What exactly are the nuances of that industry? And we try to kind of take into that as a consideration when we craft the marketing campaigns. So that is something. Recently, we launched a brand campaign through our global team called as How Possible Happens. And I am very kicked and very, anticipating some great results to come from that campaign, because that talks about exactly the points that should be, solved at a very early stage in our discussion. It talks about a value void that is created in the prospects organization based on their production needs versus where they need to be. And there are 4 attributes which are called as vector to value that actually entices and reduces the gap in the value void. So these are some very interesting concepts that we have built, and we are able to form a culmination of a brand campaign with the demand generation and cater to the exact information that the client would like to hear. So these are some things I'm really excited about, and as we execute it further.
Great. So if I had to put a number to this, what is a decent ROI percentage to achieve from X amount of spend that you would do on a campaign?
So it depends upon different campaigns, whether it is a brand campaign or a demand gen campaign, and it also depends upon the kind of product that you're talking about. And we have cloud-based ERP solution specific campaigns. We also have some of the edge solution campaigns like WMS and supply chain planning, MES. So I think different product lines resonate differently in each of the industries that we go after. So the conversion rate and the overall ROI also depends within the each stages. So it is not a common one across. So,
but if you can just give a few numbers, just to sort of quantify, the kind of ROI that is expected out of any campaign.
So from the MQL to SQL conversion specific, I think somewhere around 35% is the kind of ROI that is very healthy, which means that we are able to definitely make a good impact. We are targeting the right prospects and they are engaging with us. So that's the typical conversion rates that we look for.
So for anybody who is aspiring to be a marketeer, right? What would be your advice? Why get into marketing? Why choose marketing as a subject and eventually, become a marketeer in the B2B space or the B2C space?
Yes, it's a very interesting time to be in marketing, and I have seen a lot of youngsters whom I talk to who ask me about what's the latest thing happening in marketing, what is the scope of the different marketing strategies, and it's a very nice space to be in, but it comes with the way it has evolved over the 2 decades, right? And the understanding of technology is equally important for a marketer than it has been ever. And my advice to the youngsters who want to kind of build their career in marketing would be to kind of do the basic groundwork also in each of the different channels that we have, like campaign management, the nuances of the events, understanding the organic versus paid strategies, understanding the different social strategies, and not just brushing upon and trying to learn all of it from a very superficial way, but to actually understand what goes behind execution of each of these. I mean, you definitely have agencies probably to kind of execute all of these for you, but it is also very important for each of the marketer to understand what goes behind it and what are the different aspects of it, so that it only helps you optimize better and faster.
Yeah. And do you think early days in their career, do you think they need to go through sales to come to marketing, or do you think it's necessary or it's not?
No, I think it should be that way, because the more closer they are to the sales organization, they'll completely understand the impact that they are bringing to their marketing campaigns, and how is it helping someone do their job. So as a team as a whole, when there is continuous communication, all of these the weekly calls, the fortnightly discussion calls, understanding the different MQLs that you have generated together, I think from the start itself helps them understand the impact that they are bringing to the campaigns.
Got it. So what's next for Infor? Do you have anything exciting coming up in the pipe? Do you think anything else that we need to know about Infor that is lined up for the future?
It's a very exciting time to be at Infor right now, because we have recently launched our Velocity Suite offering. It is a package of solution that simplifies the whole technological innovation that the client can adopt from an AI perspective, from a process mining perspective, or from an RPA perspective. So I'm really excited to see how we actually scale through it in the market, and how our clients are able to adopt it. So some interesting things coming up.
Great. Anything else you would like to share before we wrap up, and if you feel we have not covered in this podcast, because our audience are going to be quite diverse, from marketeers to non-marketeers to sales guys to everyone watching.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great opportunity to kind of resonate to the different diverse audience, and thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to see if there is any thing you think I have not covered, so I would love to talk about that. Thank you.
Great. It was a pleasure having you on this podcast.
Same here.
Looking forward to catch up with you in the future as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching our podcast. Do share, comment, like, give us feedback so that we can come up with better and interesting conversations with marketeers. Stay tuned for more. Thank you.